Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
Hello everybody and welcome back. We're jumping on into map number 3. Sharks taking on Team Reapers, and it's certainly been a roller coaster so far, as we had a little bit of a delay to start us off, so we're running over time. I believe the next series is going to be W7M versus Red Canids. And I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen on that one, because we've got, obviously that's starting in about 12 minutes. At least right now, so we'll see how things develop there. I believe Gauls is also going to be covering that, so rip me, basically. Whenever Gauls is covering a series, you see a, especially the Brazilian matchups, you'll see a distinct lack of viewers. I mean, that's fair. I even find them entertaining, and I don't even understand what he's saying, so it's fair. We're moving on over towards the A-bomb site, where straight away, Reapers are finding one-for-one trades and a safe bomb position to get that planted. A retake going to have to come through from Sharks, and they can't go just yet. There's a smoke down on long, and they take a little bit of short control, making sure the apartments is also clear and giving them the freedom to make this push happen. It is going to be a little bit of an awkward one, though, because the 4v4 does favor the terrorist side. Straight away, the kills come in favor of the CT side as Exit picks up another, leaving it down to a 2v4 towards the pit. Exit's picking up one more, leaving it all on Nedham again, and he can't clutch it out this time either. He's been given a lot of opportunities to find 1v4s, but the problem is, I wouldn't call those opportunities, really. He's stuck in those situations again and again, and once again failing to get it on the board. It's going to be 1-0 to Sharks, starting it off well with 2 players remaining, and the dual Berettas that were bought up are pretty fruitful for NAC. Oh, I think it was it Orcf, right? He was the one that started with the dualies and found the kill in the apartments. But NAC pulls them over in the end, so he's got a decent sidearm to work with. Yeah, I do apologize every now and then. I kind of have to cut. Like I said, hay fever is rampant where I'm at because it's raining and then getting a little bit hot. So obviously the pollen's everywhere. So Reapers go for a force buy. They've got 3 weapons out, a Galil and 2 SGs. Although straight away, Sir's dropping down to the floor and not to have a rest. Nice nade connected. Look out. I feel bad not being able to pronounce his name. We should have had a workshop on the between the maps. Figure it out. I'm gonna give it a shot. Let me know. Lachowzi. Gauls commentating equals politicians doing a good job. Especially true in Brazil, if I understand my politics correct. That's a big yucks, as they say. Nah, but Gauls is great. He's a fun guy. I like that kind of stream, to be honest. It's one of my favorite. Just chilling out, relaxing. I do a weekly show with the SEA for Rank G, and that's what we do. Basically, we just... It was described when I started it as your #1 priority is not to commentate, it's to talk. And then if someone's pulling off a clutch, then I guess you can commentate it. So, but it's nice. You get to talk about recent events and do weekly recaps. Trying to get them to give me my own segment. This one isn't going too well for Reapers, though, as it's into a 2v3 with 16 and 28 HP between them. Sharks should have a fairly easy time shutting this down, especially with a player in the pit. Well, that didn't go too well. Brute swings around and takes JNT down, so a bomb plant will be secured. And yes, he's low HP, but that's a one-shot headshot weapon he's carrying. Now up against NAC, who's going to be moving pretty quickly with an ump, spraying that around like a madman, like a fire hose without a fireman. It should be a fairly handy round for NAC if he checks the right angle, which indeed he is. He's been spotted, though, at this point. And there's the problem. You know, if you don't see Brut connecting the headshot straight away, he's dead. And that's what ends up following through. The SG saved over. There's an op somewhere, perhaps. It's been stolen away Is there even an op? I don't think there is. What was he looking for? Surely you don't want an AUG instead of an SG. Well, I suppose a lot of players prefer the AUG because it's a more simplistic spray pattern. But the any range one-shot headshot should be a selling point, I feel. Certainly a reason for me to keep it. Because after my first bullet, nothing's accurate anyways. And I'll be honest, even with the first bullet, accuracy may vary drastically. One thing I'm still sad about, and the thing I think Rainbow Six Siege has above us, is team skins for Pro League teams. I think it makes a lot of sense, and it looks really good. Can you imagine how many people, how many people pay for NIP stickers? Well, not many anymore, am I right? Cries. I love NIP back in the day. But let's say nowadays, how many people pay for Astralis or Liquid stickers? Can you imagine how cool those skins would look? Look at the AUG, not currently. Okay, well, I don't know what. Auto director! Whoa, hello! This is not going well. Let's look at Lucchese. He's in a 1v3. I don't know what's happening there. Auto director just decided it was asleep. I tried to switch, hit the console button. We're just not having a great time. Not having a great time at all. This is why you shouldn't let me produce. You should just let things handle themselves. Get someone else to do it. I'll just commentate from a clean feed. It's much better. But anyways. So with Sharks finding that 3-0, this will see a full buy from Reapers. And no chance for us to talk about what we were discussing, the team skins. I'm still going to talk about it, though, very quickly. I feel like that AUG in particular, that kind of pattern that Nak has, you'll see it pulled out in a second, would look really nice with, like, team colors. Like Astralis, like a Liquid. There's an opening kill we're seeing. Actually, not from Nak, but from Leo of the UMP. Like, look at it. Astralis, you know, red and black. It would look so cool. Or CF holding down up on top of the barrel, finds one! The communication isn't there! Max is peeking over towards hay bales or pit. Maybe apartments I didn't quite see, but either way, wrong way, buddy. Wrong way, and unfortunately just didn't have that level of communication there. Without that, they lose the buy round, and this leaves Reapers into a bit of a downward spiral. They need to start getting rounds on the board, but they can't afford to fully invest into this one, meaning pistols should come out. And again, putting them in a position where, realistically, Sharks should be walking away with a strong lead of 5-0 and a strong economy built up as well. You can already see there's quite a lot of cash to play with, and if they don't lose even 2 players in this round, it will only serve to get a whole lot stronger. JNT falls straight away to the CZs. Long-range fight towards Banana is never going to look good for you, especially peeking before the flashbang went off. Now closed in the distance, though, and the long range is taken out of the equation. Putting us into a 3 versus 3. And Sharks, they've looked better, for sure. Already decent economy damage done, and Team Reapers have got quite a lot to work with. Low HP, but an AUG and an AWP, and you're already seeing Sir find a kill on the Leo around the smoke. Quick flank coming through, though, as Exit and RCF are already coming through from Banana, but Reapers quickly react. They bail out of there. They're going to make sure that they're not in a position that they can be easily fragged by these counter-terrorists, but the problem is it's hard to contest that bomb. Up on top? How's Sir just able to do that? Exit not there to trade, not on a decent angle to find a kill, and now as he diffuses inside the smoke, they should be able to stop him. They're spamming through, but he's got it! He's ninja diffused inside the smoke, 2 players on the site, and he's killed them both! Get smacked! Reapers get decent damage through, sure, and they get the bomb plant, but they should have won that round. And Sharks now looking good on the back of that. Again, their economy is able to withstand one round like that every now and then. Now, let's go back. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Reapers had a good round. 4 kills. Bomb plant. But that was their real chance to get the first round on the board. And what a way to whiff it. JNT takes down Nedham to start it off in Banana. With a couple players kind of aggressive. Well, one player kind of aggressive there being Max. Lit down low. Shot onto Sir. Oh no. Reapers are not looking good at all. They're looking worse for wear. They've still got lots of utility, but low HP on one player. Brut on essentially 50. Molotov down to stop them pushing towards the bomb site and splitting A. Where Reapers aren't yet angling towards. I mean, the bomb is still on bottom mid despite all the progress that they've made. They're pushing in through the CT spawn. Nice shot connected by JNT. He's not aware there's a player going to be standing to the left of him, though, and he's going to get eliminated. Repeat comes through. Brut finds one. Lucchese found one elsewhere. Feeding over the information of where exit is and already knowing that Leo should be towards the B bomb site. Oh, actually, he might not know that. He killed 2 players towards B. Leo did find a kill earlier on, though, so the communication should come through on who killed who. Brut checking his corners. Leo hides behind the sandbags. Will he be checked, though? Yes, he will! Headshot still connected. So no chance for Brut to find it. As it is going to be 6-0. And Sharks at this point absolutely walking away with the half. They've already got a decent scoreline up, and Reapers are starting to go towards the end of their tether if they're not able to start connecting rounds pretty soon. Things will become unmanageable for them. Excuse me, the hay fever took over once more, but we're back. 6-0, pause comes through. This is looking to be a technical pause because we have the graphic to show when it's tactical. So what better way than to talk us through a tech than to throw up the odds? And you can see them there on your screen. Definitely looking pretty good if we do end up going over to a third map. Sorry, this is a third map. What am I talking about? I'm half asleep here. A third map looking 1.01 in favor of Sharks, and that kind of feeds into how they're definitely agreeing with our point from earlier on, that you're probably going to see Sharks with a very close scoreline if they lose, or most likely a victory, considering how things went down in the previous map, and the fact that perhaps Dust was just not good for them. It's just a bad map in general. I think they're now like 2 out of 12 or something like that. Like auto director is just asleep again. I'm gonna switch around a little bit just to wake it up. So Reapers are playing this very spread out. Oh, no, they're not. They're actually quick pushing towards the apartments with 2 players still down the bottom and middle. Eventually splitting up through long. This is a decent strategy. Blitzkrieging the Sharks and leaving them in a position that they just were not able to react to. The much faster play feeds better into their playstyle. And kind of counters anything Sharks are doing, because whenever they try to play mind games, Sharks win. So they're just going out for the straight-up aim duels. Coming out on top for now. But eventually the retake coming through, and this is where Sharks should look better. Playing it together, 2 versus 2. Positions being kept are Mini Pit and Graveyard. Nedham looking to send them over to the Graveyard. Has boosted up on top. Oh no, the timing was so good there. Sir takes down JNT, dropping off the head, and Leo's eventually caught out in the open, double peaked and taken down 6-1. Reapers finally have a round on the board. Once I saw players start to go towards Banana, I was worried about that setup because we had 3 players quickly going towards A, and then the others spread out. You know, one on top mid, one on Banana. Push seemed to be coming through, but they quickly reacted and retook their positions towards top middle, pushing through long and gaining the advanced control. So it was nice to see that from Reapers. We had a similar strategy a couple days back, and it didn't work out quite so well. Now, they luckily pulled it back because of lots of kills going down, but in general, you want to see that kind of play where the players supporting through mid are very quick on the rotation, instead of taking a long time to get up there, holding mid control while your site players push in, and then it's only a 3 versus 2 on the site. With the 3 on a significant disadvantage because you're pushing out of apartments, you're pushing out of short, you're making noise, they know you're there, they know you're coming, and you've no information on where they can be. Through the smoke, Lucchese's been spotted. The timing was really bad for him as we just about saw Leo spotting him before he went inside the smoke's grasp. Man advantage in play for the CT side and an upgraded weapon for Leo. Now looking a lot more formidable than when he just has the MP9 in hand. Reapers playing a slow round once more. Have suffered an early man disadvantage. Shot from Leo connected onto Max. The man is everywhere. He's already rotated to B and found himself a kill, putting it into a 5 versus 2 on the back of RCF's MP9 frag. SMG kills as well, obviously giving a little bit of extra kashish, which is always nice. Bomb retrieved and pushed towards the B bomb site ensues. Maybe not. As they actually do start to rotate back down. Coming towards the bottom of middle. And they're going to play a save with 60 seconds left. They have no time anymore to get towards a bomb site and get a plant. So 15 on the board. They should be able to save these through, you would imagine. The AWP and the SG. A wise decision in a way. The only problem for them is that they forced Lucchese, Max, and Nedham into buying, but thanks to the full loss bonus again restored, having lost so many rounds in a row and only won one previously, that would have destroyed their economy and pretty much granted a win to Sharks straight away. But with the new quote-unquote, or the current economy system as we now like to call it, they're left into a position that they can pretty comfortably get a bye and fight for the next round. The only severe disadvantage they come in with is Max on a Mac 10. He's not having the best map though, so seeing him take a lot of utility to play a support role makes a lot of sense. So Noah, the match after this will be W7. Okay. No question mark. Brut takes Leo down through the smoke. A man advantage for Team Reapers. I was talking because I didn't expect anything to come through there. A W7M versus Red Cardinals is up next, by the way. It's being incrementally delayed until this game starts, I think. This game ends, rather. Push towards the A bomb site. Quickly occurs. RCF above the smoke is trying to catch an angle onto Brut, and he's going to get it as he walks up through Graveyard. Eventually traded out, though. The trades in this position look perfect for Reapers. They've got a man advantage to work with, but they don't know that exit's here. One on the board. He doesn't know where the other players are, though. Knows there's one at least in pit. Oh, out in the open. That's not good. JNT's all alone. 1v3. There's a kill on the board. It's all onto Sir to hold this down, but look how low JNT is. So easily connected. Doesn't even need to hit the head. Up going to be saved over, and 7-2. Reapers again getting rounds on the board. We want to see them finish around 5. But then you take into consideration the fact that Sharks should be a lot better over on the terrorist side in general. Nades down, shots by Leo, only one to be connected. They probably don't suspect there to be 2 more players stacked up here, though. As RCF goes down, a 3 versus 4 enabled, and there's another kill. This should put Sharks into non-existence for the round, essentially, unless it's a B push at this point, but they've already cleared out A. Saving the weapons is pretty much essential. They want any chance of connecting the next round. Has to be the oh god, the E button is so broken in this game, it's incredible. They're going to carry these weapons forward. The closest terrorist is in bottom banana, and I don't think he's going to be aggressing anytime soon, so carrying forward a Galil and an AUG, it definitely could be a lot worse for the CT side, but the problem is the economy is going to look pretty bad. Despite being on such a strong lead, Reapers have done again what they were doing in the previous half, which is finding kills in the rounds that they're losing. The thing they're doing even better, though, is winning rounds, essentially. We talked about it so much. You know, oh, they've got the chance now. If they can just shut them down, they'll get a free round on the back of it. But they never won the round, any of the rounds where they'd kept Sharks' economy pretty low. They would just lose the next one straight away. It's already a fast push towards the top of middle. You're seeing at the moment Nedum and Lucchese pushing up there, taking a little bit of long control. They've pushed through to CT for free. JNT playing pretty passive, spots them out, catches one in a second on the spray down. Beautiful from JNT. Two-man advantage pulled over. He's not able to retrieve the AK just yet. Eventually inches forward and grabs it. He's thinking about going through the smoke as well. That could work out really well for them. They're on the bomb site. Nax being spotted, and he'll be taken down. The AUG removed from play. Rotation from Leo. We'll see him picking up a weapon, though. There is a weapon available. Push over, spots at JNT's arm, and that's going to be the end of him. With Leo now looking for a weapon anywhere. They're not guarding it, luckily. He manages an AUG, so he'll be bailing out of there with that to save it forward to the next round. Makes sense. And 7-4 now. Reapers have done enough for me to believe in them. They need one more round. They've got a decent amount of economy built up too. So you're definitely worried for Sharks in this position. Chances are definitely increasing for Reapers to take this. You do got to keep into consideration the fact that Sharks are the favorite team, all in all. They looked so much better in the previous map. Pulling out a full buy here. Full smokes, which is my main concern when you go for a full buy on Inferno. I really want to see you with full smokes. Not only that, but you've also got the AWP in play, and there it is, opening it up. JNT landing it on a Brut. Max just up behind the wall is in a little bit of danger. Leo comes in to support in case he gets rushed down, dodges the nade, thinking it was a flashbang. JNT on a second, eventually going to be shut down. They don't want to offer Nedum any further options. He does pick up an AWP, though, on his exit. Oh, no. He's only gone and stood in the Molotov with the AWP. So picking up an AWP, but then standing scoped inside a molly, probably not the best idea. And just in case you're thinking of becoming a professional player, try not to do that. And now Reapers, with a two-man disadvantage, brought to them by their own hand. They've claimed some long control. A flashbang goes over, does nothing to RCF, who spots them. It hasn't actually spotted them just yet, but eventually you're going to see Exit take opening combat, swing out from RCF to trade, but he doesn't even need to as he finds the kill instead, and it's 8-4. Sharks looking Gucci. RCF goes down, but oh, actually does go down after only one kill. I thought that angle would have definitely fed into a couple of kills coming through, but even catching them off guard, it's not going to happen. Bomb's made its way to the bomb site, but with the pullback of a kill from Leo and spotting out one of the apartments that I don't think knows he's there yet, Brut falls. He wasn't aware that Leo knew where he was. AK retrieved, jumping through the smoke, catches a bit of short control. Nax shows the barrel. Sirs scoped in on the angle, finds the kill. It's all on to Leo. He's got to find a 4K. He was spotted towards the bottom of middle as he comes on through. Lucchese's on very low HP. Head spotted now. He knows exactly where Sir is. Jumps up, gives away his position. And Sir is quick to shut him down. That jump cost him everything. He thought he was closer to the scooter than he really was. And now 8-5. Team Reaper really pulling back into it. They're making Sharks scared despite such a strong start to this map. The Reapers have done everything they can to make sure that the Sharks find a very difficult victory, if at all. Very mixed buy coming through. You've got 2 SMGs, a pistol, and an AUG. As a flashbang goes down towards Banana, J&T's in a little bit of danger. With that AWP solo holding the site, he's had to drop a smoke, cutting off the majority of his ability with that op, and really threatening the B hold. Rotation comes through from Knack to help out. But it's really looking like a fake at this point. Smokes went down, nothing on the back of it. They're about to show presence towards the top and middle as well. Rotation's being heard towards B. Now they may consider faking B and rotating back down Banana to A. No, instead they're going to send a flank through. The problem with this is that exit's not going in. That flank's going to be so dangerous. Sir should find absolutely everything with this. And they're slowing it down so much that CT should start to suspect something as they find 1 kill. Nade goes over. Decent damage going to be connected by Knack. But look at this flank from Sir. He's going to come all the way through, up behind JNT. All Brud has to do is hold his ground. He's watching his flank. There it is. The kill connected. Coming through CT. It's exit with a 5-7 to try and pull this off. 1 versus 2. And up close to him was Sir. A second kill on the board and a fantastic flank. A big hole in the CT's defense towards A. And it's 8-6. Reapers at this point. I mean, look at how much they've got done. What a comeback into the map this has been. And they're really looking good. I'm starting to get very worried for Sharks about this. The thing is, both of these teams tend to perform far better on their terrorist side than on their counter-terrorist. We look towards the matchup against Furia, where Sharks found 7 rounds, tied at 7-7 in that half, and lost in the end, because Furia had a bit of an advantage earlier. We look at them up against Fours, 10-5 scoreline on their T half. And Fours are a very dominant team on the likes of Inferno. So there's a lot of potential here for Sharks, but definitely not in this round as they are torn to shreds. Leaving it all onto RCF to pull off a 1 versus 4. He's got 1 kill, picked up the AK, and he has to go for it, right? It's the last round. There's absolutely no way that he plays passive and goes for the save, but even still, he's not going to get it on the board. An 8-7, that is a very, very strong scoreline for Reapers on the halftime. But if what we know is true, that both teams perform far better on their T side in general on Inferno, then we have to be a little bit worried for Reapers, especially if they lose this pistol round. This could be important as it gives them a potential 2-0 lead. And often, if the CT side wins the pistol, they face against an eco in the next round, allowing them to build up those early rounds efficiently. So a slow pistol round to evolve. Reapers spot a bit of information towards Bananas. Nedham's going to back over towards the bomb site, but he's being closed in on quite quickly. Smokes go down. 2 players had utility to dispense. Those flashbangs follow through. Nothing that the CTs and CT spawn can do about this. It's all on to Nedham to hold that bomb site. Finds 1 despite being full blind. But thereafter, the trade is down. And the bomb should be planted. I don't know if it's safe though, because very low HP on Knack as he plants. He's able to bail towards the back of the bomb site though. And now Reaper's coming in for a retake. We're going to be on the back foot. USP in the hands of RCF. He's going to bait for his teammate, who's low HP. He'll go out and try to find it. Oh, no, Nax peeking as well. I don't like that. He's very quickly dispatched. Headshot connected, so it didn't really matter as he swings out for more. RCF has found one. Looks for a second. He knows where Lucchese is. Knows there's 2 players up close to him. Now catches one. Lucchese alive. 1v2. No time. An exit takes him down. 9-7. Another round on the board for Sharks, and this is certainly starting to become a little bit intimidating for Reapers. I'm scared. I don't know about you. But the rounds on the board, Sharks now face off against a force buy. That's not too uncommon for the CT side to pull off on Inferno. Nade goes through. That's decent damage done to net him. Only 50 though. I thought it would have been more. Definitely could have been. Sharks very spread out. They've got a player towards the top of Banana, a couple on top mid. They haven't decided on where they want to take things yet, and they've got the choice. They can chillax. They can relax. They don't have to be worried. RCF picks up one. Coming through the apartments is always risky, especially up against a force by Sir holding up close with an SMG, catches him with a nade out and eliminates RCF. Continues to aggress, but the A-bomb site has fallen. As they eventually start to come in for the retake, they have at least got 2 angles of approach. A flashbang goes through, but it blinds the CTs behind the smoke. Unfortunately, the timing was a little bit off, leaving Reapers into a spot that it's going to be very hard to get back in here without further utility usage. One last flashbang goes through, and the trade's actually looking pretty good for the CT side right now. Pulled back to a 2v2. Full HP on both remaining terrorists, though, and up close, Leo uses his last bullet to find a headshot onto Nedham. And, oh, doesn't catch that onto Sir, despite him being now 16 HP. He's in a 1v2. Bomb planted in the open. This should be easy for exit, but he's got to be careful. Sir could have found a couple headshots onto him and eliminated him, but luckily not to come through. As it will be 10-7. A couple of casualties for Sharks, which isn't ideal. So looking towards it, 10-7 is not a bad scoreline for Reapers, really, if they have a convincing start when we come to the buy rounds on their CT side. But so far it has been just a little bit more dominant for Sharks than I would like. You know, we're not seeing it enough yet from Reapers that we can... Oh my god, okay, Nedham. I just want to point out, this guy's been having a fantastic series. I mean, his stats haven't been through the roof at any point, but I feel like there's so many important rounds that he's showing up in on a consistent basis. Man advantage for Reapers to work with. Now, Sharks can still stick together. They can find trades whenever they push a bomb site. They have the likes of the MAC-10 in play, which can deal massive damage to the players that don't have armor. So it is definitely a very difficult round for Reapers, and even with the man advantage to play with, pushing forward, quickly dealt with his Sir, push through the smoke doesn't yield much. And so a man advantage back over in favor of the T side. Bomb plant now possible. The push through the smoke from Lucchese could catch them off guard. It has. Leo wasn't watching it. A second kill. Lucchese with so much damage. He's given them a chance to win this round. Max is last alive. He's got a MAC-10 to play with. But RCF has to plant the bomb. And that's where the disadvantage comes from. Max just waiting. He knows RCF is going to have to make a move eventually. 12 seconds left on the clock. He hears the plant. He inches forward. RCF's planted now. He's got his AK out. Max was a little bit too late getting to the party. He spotted him out though. Okay, information for both players. Max now happy to pick up the AK. Doesn't want to give away his position before that though. RCF on to 48 HP. Both have AKs. Both can get one-tap headshots, but Max finds it. And Lucchese, what a fantastic round that was. What's he just sprayed on his body? The swords. What a fantastic round that was from Lucchese. Finding himself the double kill with the push through the smoke. Saved the round. And Max with the disrespectful tase at the very end. Just to make sure he's dead. 10-8. Absolutely phenomenal. To start it off, it's again going to be Nedum with the kill. He takes down Leo. One of the stronger players for... Oh, wrong button. One of the stronger players for Sharks in general. And oh my god, there's JNT and RCF. So we've seen all the players that have kind of been performing towards the top of the scoreboard taken out. Nax certainly having a slow game. X is looking much better on this map, but towards the previous two, I think the three players that are currently dead have kind of been the best. The creme de la crop. (2v4), not a situation that looks too good for the T side, as Sharks now starting to really be threatened. Reapers pulling off so much more than we thought was possible coming into this. As they push on forward, Nak is quick to be dispatched on low HP, and the round pretty much plays out as you'd expect. Reapers starting to really intimidate Sharks at this point. Look at the economy for the T side. They've got barely anything that they can invest into without completely compromising their economy for the next round. They need to save over most of their cash and make sure their investment into round number 21 sees full AKs being fielded. I don't really think we're going to see an AWP at this point. But we will from the CT side, as it is in fact the AWP to open things up with Leo going down. Nade connecting heavily. Exit down on 8 HP after double nades. A smoke from Lucchese going to be thrown aggressively in apartments, but that's to cover himself pushing forward. Nice kill connected by Sharks at least. But one Glock frag doesn't do a whole lot for them. Nedum takes down a player, and Lucchese swinging out. Survives on 1 HP, so almost a second rifle dropped, which could have started to chip away at the CT economy, but it doesn't come through. It doesn't connect. And we're going the distance. I mean, for a matchup that... I mean, even taking a look at the odds to start it off. So Sharks obviously being a far better team, a far more experienced international team. Reapers somewhat lower down, but one that was described as having a significant amount of potential coming into this. And on gambling sites, it was something like 1.1 to 6 for Reapers. They were behind by a mile, 6.0 versus 1.1 of Sharks. And yet Sharks coming in here getting so much done. Nedum opens up with a kill, but he loses 50 HP. Lucchese takes a couple hits. Sir is down low. But a 2-man advantage is worth trading over that HP for. Especially a 3-man. As Brut again peeking towards middle finds a frag. I mean, this is almost beyond belief at this point. Brut has had a phenomenal series. Really starting to wake up towards the CT half on the AWP when it's more viable to get that scoped weapon out and a 3K in the round. Just to highlight the point. 11-10. And what has been just a drastically different series to what we expected. On paper, it was looking to be a quick 2-0. Sharks struggled on map number 1 of Dust 2, which we put down to them just being a terrible Dust 2 team in general, which they definitely are. As Reapers won out that one in a close series, they got stomped out on Mirage, and it looked like Inferno was going to see them fade into non-existence on the Reaper's side. It looked like we should have had a repeat of Mirage, if not even more one-sided. But that's not the case. As Reapers have come in here and already put a better scoreline on the board than we expected, whilst actually claiming the lead and still having a very good chance of closing this map out and indeed winning the series up against Sharks. This is the upper bracket matchup, so there is still a lower bracket and Sharks would not be completely down and out just yet. But nobody wants to go to the lower bracket this early on in the tournament. My god, the nades destroy exit, and as the push comes forward, okay, there's one kill on... Oh my god, Leo! Tech9 in play, 2 heads going to be connected onto very quickly as a bomb plant goes down. 1-man advantage to play with on the Shark side, and it looks like the pistol buy might be where we see them come a little bit more alive. Knack needs to give that weapon away. He's way too low. Nade goes through, almost kills him. He's down to 4 HP, only takes 1 damage from it. With a 1-man advantage... I mean, at this point, Reapers are in a bit of a dangerous situation pushing forward. JNT picks up the kill. It's all on Lucchese, who's down to 5 HP, and Brut on an AWP. Not a retake combination you want to be playing with. And as Knack lands a frag, takes an AUG, he'll be bailing out of there towards Banana and saving this weapon forward. RCF, though, wants to get aggressive and see if he can hunt Brut down. They know that Brut's been playing with an AWP, so they know exactly what he's saving over, but unable to do so. Puts it 11 to 11. With an AWP saved over for the CT side, it helps their economy out a little bit, but they certainly didn't need the help. They've got plenty of cash built up, but every little helps. Now 11 to 11. Things are getting pretty scary for both teams. I mean, Sharks are on the verge of losing this to a massive underdog as Brut continues to frag with the AWP in the secondary up of Nedham towards the Banana. Connects a kill onto Knack. A 2-man disadvantage straight away for Sharks coming into a round where their economy can't really sustain too many more losses. We're already seeing JNT on $900 with exit on 2. Although the loss bonus is fairly built up, you never want to be putting yourself down to low economy this early on. Or this late on, rather. With only a couple of rounds between you and a loss. And you and a victory. Max takes down RCF, which should seal the fate of the round. They're about to push long towards Brud, who dodges the flashbang, reposts on the angle, connects a wallbang hip shot onto JNT, leaving him to 31, and the nade is enough to finish him off. The Kobe comes through and the flank from Max. They don't lose a single player on the CT side, which puts their economy into a much, much better position. As Sharks now really struggling because they can't afford a full buy on most players. They're going to be dropping over weapons, but even with that, you're going to see a fairly hefty struggle. There's a Galil down on the floor, so 3 AKs, a Galil, a Mac 10. Full util. It's not a terrible buy. I don't disagree with it. It's just not ideal. Reapers again with the double up setup, failing to get an opening kill quite as early on as previously, and full flash is going over. That nade's decent from Sir and puts Exit down to 63 HP. They're caught in the pit as well. Molotov a little bit premature because they can't capitalize anything on the back of it as there's smokes down. A boost comes over, but Lucchese's heard it. He knows that Exit's here, takes him down. Putting it back down to a 4v4. He's got to bail out of there because they know exactly where he is as he comes through the smoke. Leo catches him. Leo really stepping it up these last couple of rounds, and the one-taps go through to take down Max. Putting it into a 1v3, and Brut on an AWP doesn't want to be sticking around all too much longer. He's already over on the B-bomb site, and he's already saving. This is a much closer game than I think anybody expected. On a 12-12 scoreline. On the final map. A map where both teams are certainly pretty bad in general. We've seen Sharks perform a lot better in general on their terrorist side, like we said, up against Furia, up against AGO. They've played far better on their T sides than their CT. And although so far they are clocking up quite a few rounds, I mean, Reapers are right on their tail the whole time. So 12-12. We're tied up. Sharks have pulled out an op on JNT. It's desperate when you pull that out on the T side for Sharks with the way they've been playing so far. But they go for it. Yeah, it's viable, but it's probably one of the least viable sides on map/sides to pull out an op. Maybe with the exception of Vertigo. I think if you see an op come out on the T side of Vertigo, you know something's up. Really uncommon. Only the super aggressive operators go for it. As Brut finds one, JNT's looking to try towards the bottom of ramp and indeed connects it. Finally a kill on the board for the T side, but they do suffer quite heavy losses to find it, as they're still at a man disadvantage. Pushing over towards B, up close is Max. He's got the angle and he's got the kill. Bomb dropped. He's got the information for his team and he keeps going. Takes down RCF. It's all on the AWP of JNT. He hasn't picked up the bomb just yet. He's pushing through the smoke without it. But it doesn't matter as he's taken down by Brut eventually. It's 13-12 and another round in play for Team Reapers. (13-12). I gotta say, this is a scoreline that I definitely wouldn't have bet on coming through. I thought Reapers, especially after the last map's performance, were just going to be smacked when we came over here. They've put up against clutch attempts. They've put up against massive. I mean, we had the ninja defuse from exit, I think it was, towards the CT half for Sharks. And yet, even despite all of that, Reapers have stood their ground. They've not been beaten back. They've not lost any momentum or confidence. They started out map number 1 in a 4v5 for 2 rounds. They lost both rounds, and yet still they maintained their composure. I got a lot of respect for these guys after this series, because it has not been easy. And even if they lose, they've put up a much better fight than anybody expected of them. Coming into this round, they still have a lot of economy built up on most players. It is starting to take its toll on them, losing one and winning one. But getting closer and closer to victory. Now Sharks come in here with a weaker buy. 3 AKs, a Galil, a Mag-10. We've seen it before. RCF goes down low. Molotov's in play here. It's thrown a little bit too deep. Oh, God, they've let Max push the smoke. He's found a 2K. He's pulled things back. Exit's looking to return it, though, and he takes down Netum. That's a bit of a devastating loss for them. Now 13-12. But a 3 versus 3. And with the CT side losing their man advantage, they go into a disadvantage in the round overall. They have no information on the B players as Brut's holding up close with the AWP. Shot goes down, and Leo knows he's safe to go out and trade. Landing it into a 2 versus 2. Smoke down to the cross, and they should be able to push this B bomb site fairly safe. Nade does nothing. 1 HP to Leo, and that's it. Gives away Sir's position, though. Gives away the fact that he's close to the bomb site. And with that Molotov, he shouldn't be able to do anything about this. A safe plant is procured. But Sir's on the angle still. Leo peeks into him and falls. It's all on JNT. He has to win this. I mean, they haven't got a lot of money for the next round, even with the bomb plants. And Reapers, at this point, they're walking away with massive victories in most of these rounds. This has to be JNT, but it falls apart. He's not able to get it. And Reapers, 14-12. They are on the edge of victory. And look at the odds. Look at how things have changed for Inferno. 1.11 to Reapers. They are now looking like the solid favorites to pick this up. After a good T side, we still didn't believe. We said that T sides can be good, but the problem is, at the end of the day, Sharks are generally a T-sided team, as are Reapers on Inferno, but that doesn't hold true. Reapers have already connected a fantastic scoreline, and if they win this round where they're up against 3 SMGs and 2 AKs, they've guaranteed themselves at least an overtime for the last map. Far surpassing anything that we expected of them. Sharks pushing towards the top of second middle. They've spread out. They've left a player towards the T-spawn to throw flashbangs over to try and get exits and peeks. The smoke is still there, though, so he won't find anything. And every fight they go into, almost every fight, they're at a disadvantage. They need to find a way to fight against this, to take Reapers together, and I think that's exactly how it has to be. A faster round. Something we said over on Dust 2 that they didn't need to resort to was playing fast rounds and overwhelming their opponents, but this time it seems like they do. And they're going to go for it. Smokes go down, flashbangs as well, all 5 towards B. Here comes the utility. They're pushing with no flash on the back of it, though, and so the CTs are just able to hold the angles with AUGs, winning out every fight. Nedum comes through with a 3K, and Exit's got to pull it all back. He's got a 1v5 ace clutch to find, and I don't quite believe in it. Taking his time, slowing it down, sitting in pit, waiting for someone to make a mistake to overextend, but it doesn't happen. Nedum picks up a 4K, an absolutely phenomenal B hold, and I have to say, a bit weird from Sharks. The fact that they pushed the bomb site, but they've thrown flashbangs over before, and then they push after the flashes go down, and they faded. It's a very weird situation to see evolve. One round away from victory. Team Reapers have done so much work. Throughout this whole series, they have just been incredible. And with this, everything working, it's really surprised me. Everything that was against them to start it off, you had so many situations that looked dire, and yet still, Team Reapers overcome every obstacle. They have a decent economy built up, so if Sharks win this round, they still should be able to get a buyout. And at least 2 more between them and an overtime. A loss no longer possible, so they can sit easy, but they don't want to sit too easy. They don't want to rest themselves just yet. JNT falls to start it off. Another opening all pick for Brut. And like we said, he's had a fantastic time since switching over to the CT side. Now 22 kills on the board, 23 for Max, 21 for Nedum, 19 for Sir. Look how close-knit that performance is. With Lucchese having a slower map, but he's had his time to shine before. He's not even doing that bad, because even when he dies, the trades are generally there. I'm overall massively impressed with Team Reapers, but let's see if Sharks can do it as they move towards the A-bomb site. They've got some apartments controlled. There's a player on bottom middle throwing over utility. Pistols, SMGs, this is all they have to work with, so close range. Flashbangs go out. RCF finds one. They know there's a player towards Graveyard as well. They spotted him a little bit earlier on. Sir finds one, but quickly traded back. Exit's going to try to stay alive, and he's not able to catch the kill, though. Eventually, RCF is up close on the bomb site. Okay, we see Max getting a lot of damage done. 2 on the board. RCF taken, but Exit tries to trade it out, but falls in the process, leaving Knack in a 1 versus 1. He needs this to keep his team alive. He's not been having a great game, but one player that certainly has is Nedum. He's won so many clutch situations, so many spots that you just didn't expect to see from him. And with that flashbang going down and no plant on the back, he probably suspects the bomb to be out in the open, if it wasn't even communicated to him already. He hears the steps out on short. 10 seconds left. Closes in the distance on the bomb side. He's going to try to catch. Oh, but Knack's waiting for him. And a great play from Knack to not be caught planting the bomb. He knew that he was going to be pushed down. He had the sense that Nedum was going to try something like that. Had the read on him. And 15 to 13. Finally around on the board for Sharks. They need 2 more to bring this to an overtime. This time, Coming in with AKs at least. An all-game play for Knack. And an SMG for JNT. Faster play towards Banana as they try to take an early fight inside the Molotov. Nedim's gonna fall. Max is there once again to find multiple kills. Smoke goes down as he's got the bomb under his control. They have to make a move fast on the T side. The whole CT force is going to be rotating back in here to claim control of that bomb. Oh my god. The flash went down. It didn't catch Sir, but RCF still finds the kill, giving a man advantage over to the T side. And with the full rotation to B, they know now that they can hit A fast, and they shouldn't find a defender there. Sharks with a... okay. Drastic measure. Looked like they were going to pull the round back, but RCF and Exit are both low. Exit especially. 5 HP on the board. With that kill coming through for Lucchese, and Brut still being alive as well. I mean, Lucchese's a player we've relied on for a lot of clutch situations in the past. This is definitely not looking good. Molotov goes down. That gives away RCF's position as it ticks away at him. He's low HP. He's up close to Brut. They're both so low, but with an AWP, Brut might not be able to capitalize on this as Lucchese falls. If he takes out his pistol, he's got a huge shot at this, but he has no idea just how low these guys are going to be, and his pistol is only a USP, so it's unlikely that he does so. Jumping up on top of the scooter just in time, the peak comes out from RCF to catch that. And a 3-piece in the round, putting it 15-14 and 1 away from victory. And now the sting of the losses that they've faced are tangible. Reapers don't have a lot of money to take a buy, and so this does put them in a very difficult spot. In the absence... in the absence of anything, you got a couple pistols, you've got an SMG, they've gone for utility. That's what they're hoping for anyways. That the util is going to be enough to carry them across the line. We've seen faster plays from Sharks, and whilst they've worked, there's been a lot of problems along the road. This time, taking it a little bit more systematically. Knowing that they're up against weaker weapons, you definitely don't want to be going for just a blind rush towards the bomb site, as we've seen before. Brut comes up, and he's not able to find one. Lighting RCF to 50 HP. The refrag from Lucchese not going to happen either. And it doesn't look like Reapers are going to be taking this. Not in regulation anyways, unless a huge play comes through. And now in a 2v5, becomes even less likely. Nedim, a player that's had some amazing rounds, has got a deagle and a 1v5 to find. Nade through the smoke, but 74 on the board for Nedim. And it's looking very much like we're about to hit an overtime. Deagle in play, catches them off guard, but Exit connects the bullets. And indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be an overtime that comes through in the end. Neither team could take it in regulation, and hey, we said the whole time that this was a close series. Well, it's certainly proven to be. So here we go, jumping into overtime. We've seen both teams with pretty good T-side performances. But where? Where, oh where are we going to end up? Well, it's certainly looking like Sharks have recovered a little bit of momentum towards the end, but I wouldn't count Team Reaper out after what we've seen from them so far. Very tight-knit performances. 8-7, obviously, to each team in each half. The CT side being the 8 rounds for each. As they move towards the bomb site, A is going to be the one that's hit. Brut opens it up once more with the AWP. And his opening kill statistics must be through the roof at this point. As they continue to aggress towards the bomb site, you've got 2 players down in pit, sorry. 1 in main pit, 1 in mini pit. As Brut again trades back with the AWP, he's not even worried about anybody towards the bomb site because his teammates are there to help out. Now playing 2 towards mini pit. This could be dangerous. RCF goes in for a peek, but he's not ready for this. He's taken down. It's only Sir that takes that fight even. Brutt misses the shot with the AWP, closes in the distance though, peeking above the barrels, and there it is. The headshot on the 3-piece to close out the round. Reapers have found one on the CT side to start us off. 1-0 in overtime. Brutt at this point has 7 opening kills with 3 opening duels lost. Nedum is in there 6 for 5 on opening duels. And actually, the only player that's positive is RCF. Over on the terrorist side, everybody else is either like 2 for 2 or doing really bad openings. 0 for 3 on NAC, JNT 4 for 6, Leo 6 for 7. And that's kind of a telltale sign of why they're losing so many rounds, is the fact that they're constantly fighting from the back foot, unable to find so many openings. And again, showing that they're a stronger team by finding themselves the rounds where they're at a disadvantage, whereas Team Reapers are consistently finding it difficult even when they find the opening, unless there's multi-kills coming through from players to connect round victories. But even with that taken into consideration, I mean, this is just, Reapers are having such a, like, you can see the potential we were talking about towards the start of the day. They have the potential to take this map, and that is without question. But give these guys a couple months, they could be doing some serious damage, especially with an opera like Brutt. I mean, he has impressed me so much throughout this series. No shortage of individuality, and let's see if they've got what it takes to bring it over the line. As with 2 more rounds left in the overtime, and of course, first team to get to 19 wins. It's going to be a long road. With Sir catching out Leo, not finding the kill thereafter, leaving RCF on 28 HP. The A side is under a little bit of a threat, but luckily there are still 3 players here, and Sharks probably don't know that. So they may be caught out by the pit player, or indeed by Brutt over towards long. Max is baited out into the open. He catches 1, and the spray down's almost there. Exits low. Brutt's in there with a kill. Lucchese as well. It's all down to JNT, and pushed with a P250. Keeps himself alive by spinning, but the bomb plant doesn't really matter that much. Actually, it kind of does. They've really eaten into their economy over on the Shark side. That's unusual to see, a team kind of struggling during OT. Noah, that's certainly an interesting take on the usual analogy of butt clenching. Fair enough. 17-15. AWP comes out. Only 1 on the CT side, but they've only needed 1. I mean, Brutt's been doing such a good job all series long. As the Molotov goes in on long, Max is going to be closing in the distance. Leo pushes around that smoke to catch him off and take him down. Now with the man advantage, the T's need to make sure they stick together and are able to trade. As Sir goes down to 41 HP, Brutt's on 50. All they got to do is trade from this point forward. Fake smoke's going towards the A-bomb side as they close in on B. Reapers have no idea. No clue that that's going to happen. As they eventually find out, it proves to be far too late. Nedum spamming through the smoke. Can't catch anybody on the cross. Nade goes through. That could deal some damage. Nah. A little bit too shallow. It double bounced off the walls. I thought it was going to go to the bomb site around coffins, but angle wasn't quite there. So, oh my god, RCF! Down with Nedum. Down with Brutt. Can't see anybody, but he finds the kill anyways. And it's all into Sir. Nice shot connected, but not able to catch Leo as he crouches below his crosshair and puts it 16-17 in favor of the T side in the final round. But overall, I think that potentially we've seen Reapers do enough to take this. 2 rounds on the terrorist side is not too much to ask from them. Match paused, and this seems to be a technical pause. So I've only realized now that we're running 10k overtimes. And that's why the bomb plant was important coming into the second last round, because 10k overtimes do allow some level of economic damage to come through. If anything, I don't like 10. I prefer 16k, because if you're playing a 10k OT and you win 2 rounds in a row, well then it's very unlikely that the other team has a strong buy for the final if they haven't been getting a bomb plant or if they're on the CT side. And that causes a lot of hassle then, because the whole point of an overtime is that it's going to be fair. At the same time, it does feed towards closing games earlier and makes it much less likely that you'll see multiple overtimes come through. I did a game the other day. It was just a rank G game. And we ended up on 40-38 on train with 16k overtime in a pug. Now, I would argue pugs is actually where you see more overtimes come through, because you have less leadership there, you have less structure, and so it's harder to get a read on your opponent and counter them, and to switch up your play style. So you're talking about individual duels, and if everybody's roughly the same level, it's probably going to be a close game or an OT. Or multiple OTs. As Knack finds one, down goes Max. Gonna back off the angle, playing a little bit more patient, but he's caught in the open and lit down to 21 HP. Not sure why he stuck around so long. I think he was going to the bomb site, then Leo called for the boost, so he better get something from this. No, not able to find a single kill from the boost. Smoke goes down, a little bit aggressive, but Sir knows exactly what's happening. He's not there, though. He's blind. He can't do anything. How's he able to take the USP out and get a second kill? Leo getting so much damage done. We're now into a 2 versus 4. On the back of a play that was called, that was expected. They couldn't do anything about it. Push comes through the smoke, though. No! Sharks throw it away. Out comes the swing, but Sir's not able to catch the kills as RCF finishes it off and saves over the op for his side. It's 17-17. One of these teams needs to win 2 in a row. If they don't, we're going to be jumping into another overtime. 19 is the magic number. 18-18 gives us a second overtime. 19 to one team gives them the victory. And here we go. Jumping into the second last round of overtime. And the one that decides who gets the massive favor of either being able to bring it to another OT or winning. Those are the 2 choices if you win this round. By the way, about 15 rounds. That's how long I've needed to pee. So this is good. This is good. It's fine. I'm okay. I'm alive. I swear. It's going to be fine. Smoke towards the CT spawn. I think that still gives an angle for Leo to look over. Yeah, indeed it does. So he should catch them out. Oh, but they've spotted him at this point. Jumps over towards the flower pots. Flashbang in. But it's not going to do a whole lot. It delays them a small bit to allow Knack to get back to the bomb site. But he'll still have to take a fight. As Nedham connects one, quickly the trade is there. They know that Knack is in position though. So they're going to look to catch him off. He can't bail out of here without being spotted, and he is spotted and taken down. Max finds that kill, swings out for another, but the op is there to shut him down. Bringing it into a 3v3. JNT! Nice second shot onto Nedham. And a man advantage for the CT side to play with. Flicking out those Sirs, caught the ass of JNT and quickly spanks it out of the game. Exit's happy to find a trade though, putting it all down to Brut, a player we've seen do it on the AWP multiple times, but can he do it here? AK-47 in hand, flashbang, but he's hardly going to get a chance to use it. As they move on forward, he has an angle around the smoke. They don't know that. They go for the defuse. He knows they're here. The spam is good. He catches a kill, but RCF's ultimately able to take him down. I think he's just about got time. Yes, indeed he does. 18-17. Sharks on the home stretch. They've almost got this closed out. It's been a 4-hour series. Stream has been live for 4.5 hours at this point, and we are only coming towards the end of the map now. Sharks need to win this to close it out. I mean, Knack has been having a rough game. Everybody else stepping it up hugely, though. At different times, different points in time. And I feel like they just need to coordinate that a little bit more. They need to get away, get on the server together. Nice deep nade goes through. Again, not too much damage done, as Team Reapers are playing fairly passive towards the bottom of Banana. That said, they're going to start to aggress forward. What a great angle. Thanks for the smoke, guys. They're going to start to aggress forward and throw some utility into... Oh, wrong button. Over towards the CT spawn, you're going to see Knack completely caught off with Leo playing a passive angle on the site. This is a setup that can be pretty risky, but the Molotov is perfect. Leo spamming it, so much damage. 2 kills already. Smoke towards the back of the bomb site. Nade goes out. He's just trying to delay time. The spam from Knack. He gets taken down, but Leo keeps going. 4 kills on the board, and that could be what they needed to close it out. It's a 3 versus 1, and it's all on Sir. He has to find this, or else it's all over. But Sir's rotating. He's got to get an ace, and he's going to go for the A bomb site. The bomb is there. He can get this plant, no problem. But afterwards, that's where the real trouble begins. Oh, this is a risky play. He's not going for the bomb plant and playing post. He's going to try to catch them all off. He's coming in through CT spawn. They expect him, though. Big brains on Sharks. They expect the play with no plant having come in. And that's the end of map number 3. Sharks take the series, but by God, you could say that Reapers made them fight for it. Overtime on map number 3 versus a team that were supposed to absolutely demolish them. Reapers have stood up in the face of adversity and put up a stellar performance. I'm looking forward to seeing more from these guys in the future, because you gotta say they have been impressive. And Brut on the AWP. Sir's had a lot of potential in the 1vx situations. I feel bad for him. That was a really risky play towards the end, but I mean, that's where you catch them off. That's where you maybe bring it to another overtime. As we close things out there, we've got another game coming up shortly. It's W7M versus Red Cannons. It's a little bit delayed, you could say. It's like an hour and a half late starting, but we'll be jumping into that pretty soon. Be sure to stick around for that, and we'll catch you back here in just a few minutes. Like I said, W7M versus Red Cannons. Just a few minutes.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.